I also found a workaround or just a quality of life improvement concerning that type of ASMR as well. Now, there's actually not that much that I have to talk about. At least not that I outright planned for this video. But it is quite different from what I expect to be doing right now, as I am both fortunately and unfortunately in the very middle of a exam period. So I kind of have to focus on that for the time being, and for all of you that follow me or have been with me for a longer time, I have to apologize in advance for what will likely be a bit of a content drought until the end of June. Not only because of the exam period, but also because my birthday is coming up and I need to organize at least a bit, though I don't really plan on celebrating it that much, 'cause in general I like to keep it personal and in a very limited number of people, a small group of close friends and family. Always been that way, honestly. I never liked large groups of people unless they were, well, all people that I knew. But since that was not the case in most party situations, I tended to just not enjoy being exposed to large quantities of strangers, especially since I feel like I am being constantly judged in those situations. So I'd rather avoid that as best as I can. You know, people might say, get out of your comfort zone or something along those lines, and fortunately for those people, I can tell them that I really don't want to and don't care what they think, and I recommend doing the same. If you're similar in definitely, definitely ignore as much as possible. On the other hand, I also do actually exit my comfort zone from time to time. I'm not just camping in it all the time. And I do it for my own good, basically. I don't do it because somebody told me or something along those lines, but rather it's just something that requires me to do it and that I actively want to do. So, in a sense, I don't mind it, at least in those specific situations. Though I also understand the same can't be said about everyone else ever. So definitely do what is the most comfortable for you, and that will always give the best results. And I know that it can be hard to be consistent in that regard with pressure and anxiety and such, but there is and there will always be something that will make you want to get out of that comfort zone once in a while. It's the things that we like or that we want to do, that we wish we could do, that require a bit of willpower. Must be the Green Lantern comics I've read talking from me right now, since I love to talk about willpower. Also, apologies if there's a lot of chairs moving across the ground, grinding, and like general noise that might be annoying. I try my best to avoid it, but my neighbors are, I don't know, carrying bodies or something every single day, and they don't care to pick them up ever. So I just have to deal with it for now. Honestly, I'd get the noise cancelling like wall decoration thing. I'd probably put it on my ceiling or the sides of the walls just so I wouldn't have to listen to that anymore. 'Cause it's definitely the most annoying part of having neighbors. Like in general, it's not that bad. Most neighbors are nice, and I think that we as neighbors ourselves are quite tolerable. We're not loud that often. We don't throw stuff around. We try and be silent for ourselves, not for them specifically. Since, silence is nice. But the same can't be said for every neighbor that I've had, though here they're definitely a lot closer to us than they were in the previous building that I lived in. Or at least I don't remember it that much, because I was like, from when I was born till like you know, you just forget a lot of the stuff you think that you'll never forget. That's unfortunate and actually made me think about what was it? There was it a game or a TV series where a lot of the talk was about memories and how we forget and how it would be so nice not to forget and to like have everything there to remember and to have fond memories of. I don't remember what it was, though currently it's definitely Squid Game, since my sister finally decided to watch it. I already watched it a really long time ago, but the topic is somewhat explored there. Not gonna give any spoilers if somebody still hasn't watched. No shade. You're entitled to not, just as I'm entitled to not caring about Stranger Things. And I don't know, there's a bunch of series that people jabber on about that I just don't want to watch. But yeah, so does everyone probably. Just watched actually I did a lot of things the past day and a half, but I wanted to take a break from my exam stuff, and I ended up watching a really weird movie. It's very much an adult movie. It's animated in what some people might say a creepy way, and it has a lot of nudity, animated nudity, kind of 2D nudity, but yeah. But it is still a solid film. It's kind of weird. It's definitely a thinker, and it has a lot of like trippy effects. It feels like everyone in the world is on some sort of drugs, godly drugs. The film is called The Spine of Night. Definitely one of the weirder films that I've watched in my life, but that is also what drew me to even watching it. So definitely, I mean, I can't say I recommend it specifically, since I gave it like a 6 out of 10. But if you like weird stuff, it's definitely weird enough for anyone and everyone. But yeah. Besides that, I finished a really cool animation project that I've had on my mind, and as something that was pretty much giving me a lot of trouble. I was nervous and I had a lot of doubts about whether or not I could deliver it on time and in a way that I wanted it to be like. So I'm glad that I finished it and that it's good, that I'm very much, how do I say it, I'm satisfied with how it ended up being, with how much I was stressing about it. It's definitely a very high quality thing, visual effect project that I did, and I'm proud of myself in some ways, because before this I felt like it was really hard, like it was something that I couldn't do. But through this I just learned that I have a lot more in me than I thought. Of course, that's actually really bad. Actually it's not a 9 out of 10. It's basically a B instead of an A, and it's really important in like our ranking system in university. So I was very annoyed at the time. So yeah. Also, if you're curious why I'm talking very much differently from how I do usually, it's because when I have my headphones on, it's a lot different hearing your voice from them than hearing it naturally. So I just elongate everything, and some shorter words are quite hard to say when you don't hear yourself saying them, at least not in the moment that you said them. But yeah, that is about it for this video, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it, and definitely leave a like if you did. It'll help me a lot. Consider subscribing if you've enjoyed my other